Hi guys, this is a very short video that I'm just getting around to making. It is part of Chapter 3, Section 1, Solving One-Step Equations, and it's a very specific type of problem where the coefficient here is a fraction. And that coefficient, remember the word coefficient, that is a number that is right in front of and multiplying a variable. So in this case, this example that we're looking at, the coefficient is a fraction, it's 3/4. It is part of solving one-step equations in the textbook, but really it's a two-step solution, which you'll see what I mean in a moment. Okay, so let's take a look at this example. See how the x, this variable here, is kind of vertically, it's right in the middle. It's right in front of, or right next to that fraction bar. Well, really, in truth, that variable is on the top. So my strong advice is to rewrite problems like these and get the variable up on top, because in truth, what's happening here is x is being multiplied by 3 and x is being divided by 4. So I think that's a lot easier to see if we put x right up on the top where it belongs. Okay, so let's take a look at how we're going to solve an equation like this. Well, we've been saying all along, go directly to the unknown. Go directly to that variable, look what's around it. And in this case, as I had just said, x is being multiplied by 3 and x is being divided by 4. Okay, so how do we undo these operations? Well, the easiest thing to do, one step at a time, is, in my opinion, to get rid of the fraction first. Now, you don't have to. It just makes the problem a little bit easier. So if we look at PEMDAS, as we've been doing in class, we have two operations here. We've got multiplication and division. So I've been telling you to work bottom up, but in this case they're at the same level. Why do I say it's easier to undo the fraction first? Well, I just think it makes optically things look easier. Most people don't enjoy fractions. So we are going to undo that division of 4 by multiplying by 4. And whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So these 4 divided by 4 reduces to 1, therefore cancels. And we have 3x over on this side and 24. 6 times 4 is 24. Now we're going to undo the multiplication with division. We're going to divide out that 3. Of course, 3 divided by itself reduces to 1. And x equals 8. So that's why I said earlier that really when we solve equations where the coefficient is a fraction, it's actually a two-step. We just undid division and we undid multiplication. Okay, so why is it included in the one-step equation section of our textbook? Well, the reason is because you can actually solve this with one step. Let me rewrite the problem here. If you look over to the left, what we actually did is we undid the division and multiplication in sequence, one at a time. But we can actually undo them all at once. So 3 is multiplying x. We're going to divide by 3 and undo that multiplication with the inverse operation. X is being divided by 4. We're going to undo that division with multiplication. So in this case, we can multiply both sides by this fraction 4/3. And what do we call that when we reverse the position of the numerator and denominator? We call that the reciprocal. So we're actually multiplying both sides by the reciprocal. And another word for that, as we learned, is the multiplicative inverse. Okay, so how does that look in the problem? Over here, On the left, we have 12x, and multiply the numerators, and we have 12. I'm just going to put my whole number 6 here over 1 just to remind myself that we multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. And the 12 divided by 12, of course, is reducing to 1. So we have x all by itself. And the 24 divided by 3 is 8. And you can see here we get the same exact answer. So you can take the approach on the left, undoing multiplication and division in sequence, or you can undo them both together in one step using the reciprocal.